Good morning, everyone. I'm just making this quick video just to keep you guys up to date in terms of what I'm working on. I will be doing this more frequently. Just again, it's the best way to communicate, just to keep everybody in the loop in terms of what is happening, so that you guys are not in the dark. So just to let you guys know, you guys are probably getting this message is because you are a part of the group or you've shown interest in regards to what we are trying to build. I just wanted to let you guys know this whole project falls under Christ Academy, which is the big umbrella that's overseeing all these different projects. There are different parts that are underneath Christ Academy. One of them is Christ Summit, which is basically the event management platform. So with Christ Summit, this is the things that I mentioned to you guys about us virtually hosting various events, and I will discuss this more into details in regards to what that entails. I think I spoke to a lot of you guys already about what Christ Summit is designed to do. All of these different projects are not new. They've been piloted several years back. So Christ Summit was piloted about probably 6 years ago. For 3 years, I had a team. So that was uh, that pretty much piloted the whole project itself. Each of these projects were piloted individually. Christ Summit, the Bible Institute was the last project that was piloted to be tested. So we actually put that together in Davenport, and so that was the project that was being tested to see the viability of it and see if that will happen. K-12 Alternative has been ongoing for a while. K-12 Alternative was actually my research dissertation. So what K-12 Alternative is designed to do is to reform and to really change the whole education with our children. So especially when we're losing them to the world at the rate of 70 to 80%. So K-12 Alternative, each one of these are individual platforms, and they all have a different mission. So Lux Veritas is the publication hand of Christ Academy. So when you click on Lux Veritas, I do have to fix this. I'm actually gonna use a different platform and redo this whole thing. So bottom line with Lux Veritas is the light of truth, and the objective with Lux Veritas is to shed light to the through all the corners of life, as it pertains to parenting, marriage, man's issue, women's issue. So, same thing with Christ Academy, Christ Summit, Lux Veritas, K-12 Alternative, Faith Hub. All of these little projects or individual projects have three things in common. They all share the same purpose, same objective, and that is basically to increase biblical literacy, enhance biblical worldview, and promote spiritual formation. So all of those individual projects are designed to address these three things. And so what I mean by as far as biblical literacy, if you guys haven't already heard me mention it, only 10% of Christians actually read their Bible on a daily basis. And then because of that, it's very, very hard to have a biblical worldview. And a biblical worldview is just the way you see life and everything in life from a biblical lens. You cannot see life from a biblical lens when you're not in the Bible. So that is why with the biblical worldview, there's only 4% of Christians, right, who hold a biblical worldview. So because you're not in the Bible, again, only 10%, you don't have a biblical worldview, that's 4%. It's very, very hard to grow and to promote to mature in your walk with God, which is spiritual formation. So that's why all these things are all designed together and to address it. Now, each one of these projects are designed to address those problems in various ways. So Lux Veritas is going to be doing a lot of the publications. We're going to be doing a lot of writing. And there's going to be we're going to create booklets, devotionals, Bible studies, all of these things. So, for example, these are just various articles. I have put hundreds and hundreds of articles together that I'm going to be putting online. So there's going to be they're on various topics. They're on ministry, men's issues, women's issues, parenting, marriage, youth issue, culture, as far as being the leader in the marketplace, being an entrepreneur. So that's all going to be, there's going to be different kinds of articles, and I'm also going to be putting in curriculums together as well. So again, those three problems is what we're trying to address. So not having a biblical worldview, there's more information in the website. because of these things, I think John MacArthur mentioned it and pointed it out correctly. The greatest threat to the church today is the lack of discernment. When you don't know the truth because you're not in it, it's very hard to discern what's true and what's not. Because of that, it naturally follows that the church is one of the things that it does quite a bit is what's called syncretism, to synchronize. And what's happening in the church is because they don't know the truth and are not able to filter what's true and what's not. A lot of the churches are bringing in a lot of theologies and a lot of things that are not necessarily biblical. So you have all these things infiltrating into the church. So because of the lack of discernment, because you're not in the Bible, and you don't have a biblical worldview, it naturally follows that syncretism creeps in. So basically, you have all these different doctrines that are not necessarily Christians or biblical that are that are infiltrating the church, and so that's what's one of the biggest issues now. Now, the one of the other problem too is that I'm trying to address is the mass exodus of the youth, 70 to 80%. By the time they get to college, leave the church, and never to come back. So that is another big problem that I'm trying to address with all these different projects, and that's what Christ Academy is designed to do. So obviously, the biblical illiteracy is the big one, right? The biblical worldview. So these are just another part of that. Now, in the main page of the website, and I'm still building it and putting everything together. There's a lot of work that I'm putting in there. You're gonna have the various articles, and I'm gonna be putting all of this in there. It's gonna take a little bit of time. So, but a big part, not a big part, but it's, the structure is already there, so you can kind of see what is in there. So when you click on the article, you can read about the article, and then there's more information as far as if you need anything else about that topic. And so that's going to compile in the front page in Lux Veritas as well. So I'm going to be rebuilding Lux Veritas. The original platform I used to pilot and to test it was there, but it's kind of clunky. And so the reason I like it is because it kind of the layout of the structure is kind of like somewhat like a newspaper. And that's one of the things that Lux Veritas is going to be designed to do is, again, to Lux Veritas is the light of truth, to shed light, right? To shed truth, to light up every aspects of life. And those different categories there. So part of the goal was basically to replace Christianity today, which has become very, very liberal. So I'm going to be working on revamping Lux Veritas, and so I'm going to be that's what I'm going to be working on probably the next few days. There's a lot I'm working on right now. Definitely building the website itself, the structure, and as well as the contents, and also going to be registering the organization itself, and the business. And I'm not sure if you guys are aware, so I've been working on this for about probably 10 years now, so it's not new. I've been piloting different parts of it. One of the things that I've been working on in the back end is building the partnerships with different companies. So we do have the partnership with Logos. We do have the partnership with Biblical Training. We're going to be working with Dallas Seminary as well as the Master Seminary, Ligonier, and then all of the other organizations that we're going to be working with. So and I just want to give you guys a heads up. So this is just the front part. The Christ Summit, the events, which is actually what we're trying to build right now with training the teams for it, is designed to basically to proclaim the gospel. So Christ Summit is one of the first projects I piloted and tested. So Christ Summit was designed to proclaim the gospel in various ways, right? Basically through virtual events. Christ Summit was designed to address issues like men, youth, women, everything, the whole spectrum. So this one here, where we've had many events and I've partnered with different groups, where my first event was basically Christ in Commerce, integrating faith and work, Christ in Commerce. How do we do that? Right? How do we be salt and light in the marketplace? And then Non-Flick was a group that dealt with basically conflict management. I had a marriage event in there, perspectives in marriage. There was also one there with that was partnered with Creation Ministries International. And this is just a promo video to showing that we can do probably over like 500 events at the same time, all at once. Um, There was a Christian revival that we piloted, and there was also, again, different aspects. K-12 Eternity was another project I put together, which was like a 5-day event. There was a group that did a Dave Ramsey, right, for Financial Peace University. Kingdom Women was a group of women that I helped put together their events. So there was a whole lot of things there. Blogs, Books, and Beyond was the event I had that was international. We had about 120 speakers globally. And so that was a big event itself. So that, focused on, again, various topics. But anyway, I just want to let you know that Christ Summit is not new. It's been piloted for 3 years. So I did have a team where I had, people from all over the world that was working with it. So I had an operational manager, I had a marketing manager, and then I had like six other individuals or groups I was helping with that. So if I think I presented it to you guys already, so you can get a, already have an idea exactly what Christ Summit is designed to do. So I'm going to be continuing building up partners in regards to the project itself. So this is Christ Academy. And if you go to Christ Lux Veritas, as I mentioned, is going to be focusing on publications. We are going to be publishing books. So booklets, all of these different things, materials. So if you're looking in here, we are gonna have our own little books where our bookstore, where we're gonna have the devotionals in there, Bible studies, booklets, book guides, whatever it is. So we're gonna compile all these things that we're gonna be doing, not only just events, but also publications. So just this heads up. And also with Christ Summit, if you need more information regarding the details about Christ Summit, I did create a promotional video, which is in there already. So when you click in here, you could actually see this little infograph of what Christ Summit is designed to do. Christ Summit is designed to eliminate a lot of these issues, right, when it comes to hosting physical live events. So there is more about that, so I don't want to waste my time regarding that. But if you click on English, there's a video there that will give you the details of what Christ Summit is.
Welcome to the Unleashing
is all
Boundless
about. So you can
Impact
watch that. It's a
presentation.
pretty thorough, presentation. If you want the Spanish version is there as well. So you can,
Bienvenidos a la presentación
share that
Desatando.
with colleagues or friends who might want to know what Christ Summit is all about. So now, in Christ Summit, I'm going to be putting, they're not only just going to be events in terms of some of these things like marriage, parenting, men's issues, women's issues, church issues, all of this different stuff. I'm going to be working with different missionary groups where somehow, again, God's been putting it in my heart, and Anna just brought it up, last night. For example, we have these missionaries, that are abroad that are trying to build, Bible schools and as well. So I'm going to try to figure out. I'm going to try to partner up with a bunch of them. Because I'm going to be putting together within Christ Academy, and there's going to be a Bible Institute. Now, the Bible Institute was the last project I was testing. So we started that about 2.5 years ago, Dr. Stover and I. That is actually where we met, Pastor Dave, Dr. Downs. So we asked them to teach a class. Now, I learned a lot in putting the Bible Institute together. So I learned all the issues and so on in terms of what to do and what not to do. So one of the biggest hurdle was finding instructors to teach various classes. So in the Bible Institute, it was built in the church in Davenport. So obviously churches are very limited with people that are trained in seminary, who have gone to seminary, who are very passionate, great teachers that can teach various topics. So one of the things that we had to do was we had to recruit outside, and that can be a hurdle on its own. But it did create a lot of insecurities within the church leadership, so that's where I knew there was issues there. But anyway, that was the biggest issue, was finding instructors to be able to teach classes. Now, I found my solution to that. So now we have every classes that we will ever need to have that's taught in every seminaries. So as far as New Testaments, Old Testaments, but as far as the Bible itself, apologetics. I mean, you got the surveys. You've got Old Testament survey, New Testament survey. You got the systematic theology. You've got a whole bunch of them. Missions, outreach, church planning, evangelism, discipleship. I mean, you have a spectrum of them. There's hundreds of classes. So through our partnership with Biblical Training, Dallas Seminary, Master's Seminary, which is John MacArthur's seminary, Ligonier, we're going to have these programs are going to be available in addition to Right Now Media also, where we have we have countless Bible study materials that are there. So we will have not only events, but we also are going to have Bible studies, right? And Bible studies as well as conferences and workshops. Obviously, we're going to build our own. We're going to do our own conferences and workshops, but we're going to partner up with different organizations, churches, Christian ministries, Christian organizations, Christian entrepreneurs, to help them, establish, to give them a foundation, a foothold, and to help them expand their reach, right, to the globally with whatever their mission is, because we want to support our brothers and sisters in Christ with what God has called them to do, as well as the individual churches. But we're gonna have Bible studies in here, and then we're also gonna part of the Bible Institute. We're gonna have curriculums. So I don't know the whole details yet in terms of whether or not we're gonna be able to provide a degree. I have partnered with Liberty University and I've contracted with them, but that is on their the K to 12 program. So I do have a partnership with Liberty University in regards to the K 12 program. But when it comes to the graduate level or the bachelor's level, the collegiate level, that's going to be, God will make that clear in time. Some of these organizations actually do offer it already. In fact, they do. So we'll figure out a way where maybe there's a way to connect and link, and when you can get credit or degree in one of these seminaries if you do complete the rest of the requirements that they have. So that's going to be in the works, but there's plenty of time for that. But I just wanted to get you guys an idea that we're going to be I'm going to be putting programs in there for training, for seminary, for Bible classes, all that stuff. So you're going to have different parts in there that's going to be going. Part of the goal with Christ Academy also is we're going to have a Bible Institute, we're going to have a Marriage and Family Institute, and we're going to have Leadership Institute. Basically, is to train Christians to be leaders in the marketplace. That will be with Christian entrepreneurs, just adults themselves, Christian professionals, and so those are just things that I'm putting together. Again, all of these individual parts have been tested in the past, so it's just a matter of putting them all together now. Now, as I mentioned, K 12 Alternative is going to be a work in progress. This is the one where we've been piloting it with my kids, both Abigail, Hannah, David, and Sarah. So David, all of our kids start college when they turn 13. So Abigail started college. She graduated with her bachelor's, right, from Liberty University. That's through our partnership with them. By 18. Hannah is 16 right now. She's graduating next year with her degree in legal. And then David starts this year. So he starts college this year, and so he's going to be focusing on apologetics, and then basically getting his degree in theology. And then Hannah, obviously, short, is a couple of years behind. So this is what Christ K 12 Alternative is going to be about. Is again reforming education, but bringing it to the church. And seeing how we can help with that, because we're losing them to the world at the rate of 70 to 80%. So that's what K 12 Alternative is about. Faith Hub is going to be the network, the community where you have all these people that are going to be gathering in through Christ Academy, through either the materials, the resources that we provide, through the publications that we have, the events that we have. It's going to all flow into Faith Hub, which is going to be our Facebook version, right, of a social gathering. So in here, we're going to have the different groups and classes, spaces and classes where people can connect, right? So if based on their interests, if they're singles, if they're married and family, if they're parenting, so we will have the groups. Pretty much the goal is to pull people out of Facebook and bring them into Faith Hub, so which is our own social network. So that is Faith Hub. We are going to be doing podcasting as well. Ministry Talk is going to be designed to do that. So Ministry Talk is going to be Ministry Talk and Gospel Walk are going to be the two podcasts that we're going to be producing. So we're going to have all these different projects that are going to be on basically being worked on right now. So right now I'm putting everything here as much as I can, all by myself here in the back end part. And I do want to help you guys to get going with these events so that you guys can generate revenues for yourself to help you guys support yourself, to support you financially. Christ Summit was designed to do that, to really help families as well as the churches, right, to be able to, provide for them financially. So that is just to give you an idea of what, just again, a background and intro of what Christ Academy is about. So just if you guys get the chance, go to christacademy.org. Just read the front page in there, just so you get an idea of what the goal is and what the mission is. All these projects are ministry based, but they're also designed to be able to sustain us financially. So, and again, these are things like case studies that I've studied for the past 10 years. I believe a couple of you guys have known me. I know Mike is probably going to get this. Have known me for a long time and know that this is a part of, it has been something I've been working on for a long, long time. And I did retire from work so that I can devote 100% of my time to these projects. So prayerfully, within this next 2 months, I can get everything grounded and start reaching out and networking with different churches and organizations, ministries, all of that stuff to get all the different parts working. So I know we've only been talking about Christ Summit, which is the event planning part. But if you guys have any interest in different other, in other parts of these things, let me know. So ultimately, what's probably going to happen is going to be developing different teams. So there's going to be different teams that are going to be working on different parts. So right now, you guys are the first team, and we're focusing on these event management, but there's going to be more. So let me know. You guys will get this. I will try to provide more resources in the what you guys are going to be getting via text. Please make sure that you guys confirm your text message as well as your email so you can get my communication. Because again, I'm going to be doing these communications via video to make it as seamless and easy for everybody. All right. That's pretty much all I have. Thank you.